YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back with some more Total War Rome 2 online play. And this time I'll be leading Galatia against Rome. So not too long ago I made a comment on one of Zrip's videos where I said that I thought Galatia was quite superior to Rome, and some people disagreed with me. And looking back in it in retrospect, I guess I understand that, but I'm curious to rewatch this battle. I haven't gotten to rewatch it since. I think y'all are going to enjoy this one. There's a couple interesting units here. Number one, he's got those war dogs there, which I'm not used to coming up against. And when you look at the stats, well, let me show you the armies real quick, and then I'll start talking strategy. So I've got two Levy Freemen up front as charge bait / skirmisher protection. I've got behind them 3 or 4 Celtic skirmishers, which are pretty good javelin men, backed up by 6 Galatian legionnaires, and then on this flank 2 noble horse, another noble horse here, and then led by Galatian riders. Galatian riders are not to be underestimated. These guys have 44 weapon damage, which is massive for a light cav, 27 attack, 35 charge bonus, which is substantial, 61 melee defense, which is substantial for a light cav. A very, very sturdy skirmisher cav unit here, so do not let those guys get behind your line. It can be devastating. They're not cheap, but for the cost, you get a whole lot of skirmisher cav for that price. The Roman army is consistent of 5 Balearic slingers, which are very much a threat to me. He's got, let's see, 4 armored legionnaires here. Let's see, 2 Sakiae Equites backed up by another armored legionnaire, so that makes 5 in total. And he's got his 2 war dogs, and I think there's some other stuff hidden here. You all saw the armies at the beginning. I'm using my Galatian riders to try and pull my enemy's attention away. Yes, they're dangerous units, but if he's focused on them, it's going to give me the ability to come at him. My thinking here, so Galatian legionnaires have better weapon damage than a Roman soldier, although they have lower melee attack, which means that they won't score attacks as often, but when they do, the damage dealt is greater. So that's my thinking that, hey, these guys have got to be superior to a Roman legionnaire. They also have a 28 charge bonus versus only a 15 charge bonus. So my thinking was, hey, if I can get a good charge and kick off Frenzy while I'm charging, which increases the charge damage and all that stuff, it ought to help me just pummel the legionnaires and quickly finish them off. That's my thinking, because I've played as Rome against Galatia before and was shocked how effective the Galatian legionnaires were against me. So I'm going to try basically the same thing. So the point of these Celtic skirmishers, there's no need to bring Celtic slingers against Rome. They have Balearic slingers or Syrian archers, both of which would probably hurt Celtic slingers pretty bad. Maybe not the archers, but probably. So I brought the Celtic skirmishers because they're somewhat resistant to slinger fire because of their large shields. And then these Levy Freemen spread out in long lines will kind of draw some of the fire as well. So you can see him firing at my Celtic skirmishers, not getting a real considerable number of kills yet. He's also firing at this Levy Freeman. At the last second, I peel off my Levy Freeman to help support if needed on the flanks, and I'm going to let my skirmishers fire at his legionnaires. So basically I'm trying to get any infantry, or actually I have him firing at his slingers. I must have clicked attack orders. I did. So I'm trying to cut down his slingers, I guess. I don't want to get left over with a bunch of slingers. Personally, I probably should have just fired at his legionnaires. But I'm shooting at his slingers, and you can see that my guys had to run forward through all of his slinger fire and are actually still in relatively good shape and killing a fair number of his Balearic slingers. Here comes the charge of my Galatian legionnaires. They do have Frenzy on, and just full-on catch the Romans here. And they did drop a pretty fair number of Romans on the charge. I think what gets me here, though, is the Roman legionnaires are in formation attack, and they're just going to be sturdier in a drawn-out engagement. Oh, so armored legionnaires have way higher attack. Okay, now it makes sense. I was thinking that these guys had a more comparable attack with the Galatian legionnaires. I didn't realize they had such high attack. So, yeah, that explains why this fight didn't go exactly the way I expected. Now, in any case, I've got my my cav over here engaged on the flanks, just trying to hit these Sakiae Equites. They didn't get a real good charge on me, and then I used a frenzied charge on them and have them pinned down, so that fight will last a long time. Let's see what else is going on. Over here, my Galatian riders are attracting the attention of all of these troops here, which is good. It's helping to save me. And I can't really seem to figure out where his dogs are at, like if they've been released. Over here, check it out, this armored legionnaire just beating my Galatian legionnaire, and it's mostly due to, well, he used the whip there at the end, so that probably hurt me, which that increases his attack. Holy crap, all the way to 66? Wow. Man, that makes Armored Legionnaire is pretty potent. So he actually turned around some of those fights towards the end, and now he gets to try and charge. My Celtic Skirmishers are actually made for this kind of thing. His Legionnaires are very well armored with very good shield strength, but they're still going to take some losses to these Skirmishers, so that's not where they want to be. You can see overall, though, the Legionnaires, the Galatian Legionnaires did pretty well versus the Roman Legionnaires, especially considering that those Roman Legionnaires have such higher stats. The charge really made a difference. Over here, check it out, my Galatian Riders coming in a support role into the Cav fight. And again, these guys are not to be underestimated. And we pretty much rout all the Roman Cav there, and we've torn up the Legatus, which has a silver chevron for some reason. I wonder if it's done a lot of killing. He's got one Armored Legionnaire there, but nothing that I'm too worried about. Sorry, that tree got in the way. Anyway, my Galatian Riders now can be used for whatever I need them for. And over here, check out my Skirmishers just peeling away these Armored Legionnaires and killing them. This is the kind of thing that Javelins are going to excel at, and this is precisely why I brought them. So notice that his Slingers just were not easily able to kill my Skirmishers. It's something to be aware of, and I'm actually starting to see quite a few armies online that involve a pretty hefty number of Javelins. Because a lot of people have been very reliant on Slingers, and the thing is you can run a big number of Javelins forward and kill the Slingers. Similar to what I just did right here. Now, Javelins don't have a lot of ammo, and if you spend it all on their Slingers, it may not be the best money spent, but even the most expensive Javelins are usually cheaper than the expensive Slingers that most people are bringing. Don't take that as an every time kind of thing. Take it for what it's worth. Sometimes it's not cost effective to do that. In any case, that's pretty much the battle. The only units that's left out here is this Armored Legionnaire that's now going to get surrounded and attacked by my Skirmishers. It's skirmished down to the point where my Skirmishers can actually handle themselves. So most Javelin units aren't completely incompetent in a melee fight. They're definitely not good, like where you can just charge them in, but as a flanking unit or once something's skirmished down, they can be effective. Check that out, though. Some of these Legionnaires, these Armored Legionnaires still getting a lot of kills, even though they just got flat out charged by my infantry. Interesting that he put a silver chevron on his general's bodyguard. Not seen that. The War Dogs didn't get much kills. Sorry I didn't catch them in that battle, but just didn't get a chance to run past them. In any case, hope you all enjoyed that. This was an interesting matchup. Gave me a chance to see what the strengths of Galatia versus Rome are. And HeirofCarthage signing off for now.